Hello everybody, this is your teacher Daryl, and I'm going to read English Land 5, page 62. And this is about an old story called Round the World in 80 Days. Or Around the World in 80 Days. You can say Round the World or Around the World in 80 Days. In here there is no A, but it's Round the World in 80 Days. And this is about a man, I think he's an Englishman that went around the world in 80 days. And he used various different ways to get around the world. It's very interesting. And they had a story, they had like a story on in England about 20 years ago. A man did that, and he went around the world and he met different people and did a lot of different things. It's very interesting, and I'm going to give you a link so you can maybe see some of it. It's a very interesting link that you may like to watch. Okay, and I'm going to start reading. This is page 62, English Land 5. Round the World in 80 Days. This is a very famous book. It's a story about a trip around the world by Phileas Fogg in 1872. First, Phileas took a ship from London to Egypt. Next, he traveled to India. Then he met a princess there. The railway across India wasn't finished, so he had to ride an elephant. So he went to Singapore, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Yokohama. He sailed to San Francisco and took a train across the U.S. to New York. Then he went to Ireland and finally back to England. All in 80 days. What a trip! Okay, so he went around the world in 80 days. So this is very, very interesting. And the new words here are famous. Famous, right? Somebody who many people know are famous. Like in Korea, Park Ji-sung or Ji-sung Park is famous. In the USA, who is famous? Barack Obama is famous, or yeah, famous everywhere in the world. Okay, famous, and it's a trip, right? Remember in role play, we said round trip ticket. A trip is when you go from one place to another. When you go from Incheon to Busan, or from Korea to the US, it's a trip, right? A trip. And then there is traveled. Traveled in the past tense is when you go from one place to another. It's travel, right? Going from almost the same as trip. When you go from Busan to Seoul or Korea to the USA, that's traveled past tense. And then there's railway with a train. A train goes on the railway, and across, and then there is sailed, and finally. Alright, I want you to read, listen, repeat 3 times, and I will see you in class next time. Goodbye.